Habby Forex signal tried with a $10,000 account. This is very practical, and this is the most balanced approach to judging Habby Forex signal. Let's watch this video gradually, and I'm going to give my takeaway, and most especially at the end of this very video, I'm also going to give my recommendation if you want to jump into taking Habby Forex signal and any other signal group, paid signal right now out there, and what you should do for yourself. Very important takeaway at the end of this video. Let's jump into this very review and see what this account turned out to be at the end of a month trial.
Goes on very expensive shopping trips. He is ticking all of the boxes that new traders think about when they think of a successful trader. And it is no other than Habby FX.
Yeah, I've had these millions. My boy could have been in a Tokyo drift car, fast and furious. I went from the Toyota Yaris to Eurus. They had their chance but blew it.
Yesterday we went on quick shopping. We spent close to like 200,000 rands on some few designers and few things. We got Balenciaga there, we got Casablanca, we got Coach.
Now, like I mentioned to you guys, he has been the most requested person in the comment section, in my emails. So you have asked and I have delivered. I'm going to be spending 1 month taking Habby's signals, and we're going to be giving him that all important Dane score. I'm not going to waste any of your time. Sit down, get comfortable, leave me a like and subscribe, and let's jump straight into the video. Alright, so we're now going to sign up to Habby Forex's VIP signals. So just as I was about to sign up, I just noticed something very small that people might miss, but I want to bring it up because it is relevant. The signal group is $100 per month, that's fine. But down here, Habby has a link for a broker, which he recommends that you use with his signal. The reason why it's interesting is because I personally think that it's a bit of a conflict of interest. Now let me explain why. So for those of you that don't know, when you sign up with a broker from a broker link, that person that you signed up through, every trade that you make, they will get a portion of the commission from all of your trades. Now the reason why that might be a conflict of interest is because the person who's providing you with this link, they're now incentivized to make you trade as much as possible so that they can get commission from the trades that you take. So obviously if you're paying for signals, the signal quality may not necessarily be that good because they just want to get signals out every single day so that you can pay more commission, they can earn some more money. So I'm not necessarily saying at this stage that Habby signals are just, they're not very good and he's just trying to make you earn him commission. I'm not saying that, but seeing this as we're about to sign up, that's the first thing that it makes me think is this is a potential red flag. So just bear that in mind, but we'll see, how it goes throughout the month. But yeah, let's sign up and set up the copier on his signal room, and then I'll keep you guys posted. All right.
For me, that is not a red flag for me because it's not compulsory that you must use his link. So if it was, that is, if you must use the link to the broker recommended by Habby, then it could have been a very big issue. So it's not compulsory, so that's not a big issue. Let's keep watching.
Guys, so today is Wednesday, the 30th of July. There's been a bit of a delay getting into Habby's signal group, and the reason being is because Habby doesn't support bank transfers or card payments if you live outside of Africa. So I had to pay by crypto, and it just took a little bit longer than I would have liked. But now I'm in the signal channel and I have some updates. So first of all, let's take a look at the signal group just to get an idea of how Habby sends his signals and what's going on. So if we take a look here, we can see that Habby normally trades gold, right? So he has a gold signal, very simple. I think I've noticed that he doesn't really put take profits. So he never seems to put take profits. Usually he does put a stop loss, right? But yeah, in the signal group, he also posts a lot of things unrelated to the signal. So he'll post updates for videos, you know, different links to his partner programs and stuff like that, right? So his signal group is not just a signal group, it's also like a place where he updates you on certain things. Now, we did actually have a trade today. So the first trade was taken today, and let me show you what that looks like. He sent a signal today at 1:45 p.m. UK time. So there is no chart that he sent with this trade. So I don't really know why he entered this setup. He doesn't post his analysis or his reasoning. He said that it's a pending order, it's a sell stop, and he put the stop loss as incoming and a take profit as incoming. So this signal went out with no stop loss, no take profit. And then if you look here, 2 minutes later, the trade got triggered. And then 5 minutes after that, he said that you should take your profit, and the trade was done. So because I'm using a trade copier and he didn't put a stop loss, that means that when I entered this trade, I couldn't calculate how big the position will be. Now I know there's going to be some of you in the comments who will say, oh, just use a fixed lot size, but that is not how you do risk management. So for this trade, which I'll show you, for this trade, I had to use the minimum lot size available, which was 0.01 lots. So unfortunately, because there was no stop loss, I couldn't maximize this trade and actually use risk management. So we did make profits. We made 0.14%, but it was a winning trade, so that's always good to see. And it was a very short trade. So hopefully Habby doesn't continue to not put stop losses when he sends the signal. And you know, if you look at the signal, as I said, even after the trade finished, he actually never had.
Now, a quick note on that. Okay, for proper risks and money management, stop loss should be placed. For proper risks and money management, okay? Let's go.
Time to put a stop loss in. Hopefully that was a one-off, and going forward, he gives us all the details for the trade, but he is off to a good start. Let's see how these signals progress, and yeah, I'll keep you updated on how this week goes. So today is Monday, the 4th of August. So we finished week 1. And let's take a look at what's happened in Habby's signal group. So here we have the account, and he's only taken one trade since the last video. So there's 2 trades in total. He took one today on gold, and he managed to close it in profit. So here you can see $61 for this trade. Now, bearing in mind that for each trade, I'm risking 1%, which equals $100. A trade that wins $61 is less than a 1-to-1 RR. That's not necessarily a problem, but if he doesn't have a high win rate, then that could become a problem. But so far, so good. He's 2 for 2. Let's look into the Telegram signal room itself. So here was the trade. It was a buy gold, and he gave a stop loss and a screenshot. Now, like I said in the beginning, Habby doesn't really seem to give a take profit. It was just an open take profit, and then he just said that we should take profit with a 45 pips, and that was it. So unless you're tracking these trades like I am, it's going to be very difficult for you to know that when we win, what does that look like in relation to how much risk we're using. And like I said, it turned out it was not even a 1-to-1 RR. But yeah, that's the trade. Now there's something interesting that I actually saw in his group just now, which we'll go through together. Here he's got some screenshots, right, saying how much profit he's made, etc. from this one trade. Now I want you to think about this, because for me, I risked $100 and I made $61. So it's not an amazing trade. It's not a massive trade. But look at this screenshot. And he said, easy flips on the side, 2K to 6K, 2K to 4K, right? And he sent some screenshots. How much do you think he has to be risking for that very same trade that wasn't even a one-to-one RR to turn his 2K account into a 6K account?
Yeah.
And for a 2K account to turn into a 4K account? That level of risk that he's taken
It's crazy,
is clearly crazy.
telling
That
you.
obviously looks good when the trade wins. But if that trade lost, we know he would be at zero. Total zero.
Zero.
Yeah, but I'm sure if he does take a loss, I'll be curious to see if he actually posts the account on zero. Now, talking about accounts, before today's trade, he sent a screenshot here saying that, you know, it's the beginning of August. He wants to keep track of his trading account, and he sent a screenshot of that trading account that he's apparently going to keep track of. Now, just because someone sends you a screenshot of a trading account,
Don't be deceived.
this for me doesn't necessarily mean it's transparent, because screenshots of trading accounts don't really mean much. Like, I'm not trying to say that this is what he's doing 100%, but I've been in this game a long time and I know how these things work. And people can manipulate accounts, they can manipulate screenshots,
That's true.
they can manipulate the balance in trading accounts. He may have 5 trading accounts with this balance. So just sending us a screenshot of the account balance doesn't necessarily mean that you're being transparent. If you want to be transparent, and this goes for any Telegram Signal person, give us the investor password to the account, or connect the account to something like my FX book or a Darwin X or some other website where anybody will get a public link that they can click on and see the history of that account at any time. That's transparency. So if the Telegram Signal gurus are watching this video, if you want to be transparent, we need a public link of the account that we can check at any time. There's one other thing that I want to actually tell you for this update. Let's take a look at this August VIP room and let's count how many times that Habby is trying to promote you to go into his broker. So there's one here, then there's one here, that's 2, here again 3, 4 here, and 5. I know I've mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but 5 times now in the space of a few days, he's really trying to push you to go to his broker because he obviously earns commission. Now I know that's separate from the signals themselves, but I just personally, because I know how the game runs, it's not something that I like personally. But I'm gonna leave it up to you guys, so leave me a comment down below and let me know how you feel about someone who's just trying to push you onto their broker knowing that they make commission off you. How do you feel about it? Let me know. Yeah, so we're going to continue taking these trades and I'm going to catch up with you guys later on in the video. So today is Tuesday the 12th of August and we've had a few more signals sent from Habby. Now guys, I must confess that I have made a mistake. Now let me take you into the account and I want to see if you can spot the mistake. So here we are in the account. Can you spot what the mistake is? So Habby sent a signal today and it was on gold. And the last couple trades, Habby has not been sending a stop loss with any of his trades. So because of the way that my copier is set up, it needs a stop loss to work out how many lots the trade should be. Because there's no stop loss, it opens a trade at the minimum lot size. That's what you can see here, 0.01. So because of that, I went into the account to open up a trade on gold using the average lot size that I've kind of been using for his signals so far. However, in my haste, I actually entered on the Australian New Zealand instead, and I didn't realize until later on. So luckily it didn't really affect the account too much in terms of, you know, what was lost. But that trade that Habby sent on gold actually was a winning trade that unfortunately I missed out on. So what that means is this account technically should be up by 1% more than whatever it ends up being on. So here in the account, if I show you the account now, it is at essentially 1% gain. So far it's still going really well. Let me now show you the signal room itself. And as you can see on Habby's signals, he put stop loss as question mark incoming. So there is no stop loss, and it's been like that for the last couple of trades. Let me show you another one. So on this trade, it was actually edited, as you can see, but originally this didn't have a stop loss. I know many of you may think that's not a problem. However, if there is no stop loss, guys, you cannot apply proper risk management to the trade, and using a fixed lot is not an option if you want to actually use proper risk management. A good thing that I've noticed so far about Habby is he has been, keeping us updated on the account, and he hasn't necessarily been hiding his losses or when the trade doesn't play out. So as you can see here, he sent a screenshot saying that he came out at break even and it didn't work out. Also here as well, basically he came out the trade a little bit early and the trade would have entered into profit, right? So far it seems like he is trying to share how the trades are playing out, be transparent on that as well. So far it has been good, and I'm very curious to see how this will continue to progress. So as always, I'm going to continue taking these signals, and I'm going to give you guys an update later on in the week. Stay tuned. Today is Tuesday the 19th of August, and I've got another update from Habby for you. So before I give you the update, I've got a confession to make. I have made another mistake on the account. I know, I apologize, but I placed another trade incorrectly on the account, which meant that the account has lost another 1%. So what it means is that I owe Habby 2%. Whatever the account finishes on, we must add 2% to it because I've made 2 mistakes now. But moving on from that, earlier on last week, Habby was performing really well. He placed a few trades and some of those trades hit break even, some of those trades won. So let me show you in the signal room what has been going on. So here we are in the signal room, and Habby has been quite transparent. He's been showing his trading account. He still doesn't usually put a stop loss, which is a little bit frustrating. But look, winning trades, Habby has been posting screenshots of winning trades. He's been giving, a journal of the trades, like Monday we did this, Tuesday we did that. So far everything's been good. Look, here we can see he sent a screenshot, making all kinds of money. Everything's looking good. Now, the last couple days, Habby has made some large losses, okay? We have been losing a little more than we've been winning. We've lost 3 trades in a row, and those losing trades have wiped out all profits. They have been bigger than the wins. And all of a sudden, Habby has gone from saying that he's the realist to now he doesn't look so real. So look, when you're winning, it's so easy to show screenshots. It's so easy to say, look how much profit I'm making. Everyone send me your screenshots. But when you take losing trades, you need to hold that same energy. You need to be transparent with your winners and your losers. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Okay, I am rooting for Habby. Like, I want him to do good. I want everyone that I review to do good. Okay, I don't want to see any failures. But this is a common thing that I have noticed, that when people are winning, they love to shout about it, and then when they're losing, all of a sudden they're as quiet as a mouse. We had a trade today that also hit stop loss, and on average, I am losing 1.5 times my wins. So with 3 losses in a row, all the wins have been wiped out, and the account is now down -2%. That's right, -2%. So let's go into the account. So here we'll see, this is the last week of performance, okay? And these 2 trades here that I've expanded, that was my mistake. That's on me, that's not on Habby. But look at the others, okay? Look at this trade here. -$156, that's 1.5%. We took another loss here, -$175. That's nearly 2%. And then here, another one, just now, -1%, okay? So overall, the account is down well, 4.5%, but remember, I owe Habby 2%. So we're down 2%. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Now, I really hope that Habby continues to be transparent. I really hope that he sends us a screenshot of those losses, because with the lot size that I saw him using when he was winning, turning small accounts into big accounts, I know for a fact that those losses, he definitely blew some accounts, okay? Now, I wanna see that in the Telegram chat. But that's the update I got for you now. I'm gonna continue trading these as usual, and I'm gonna give you guys an update next week. So stay tuned. We are at the end of August, the end of Habby's 1 month of signals. Today is Saturday, the 30th of August. In the last update, Habby was on a bit of a losing streak. The account was down. Since the last update, Habby has gone on a winning streak, and every trade that we have opened has been closed in profit. So was it enough to bring the account back overall? Well, let's jump into the trading statistics, break it all down, and take a look at where the account finished for the month. Here we are on the dashboard for the account, and here we have the journal and all of the trading statistics. Now, before I continue, I know you guys are going to be wondering, what is this platform? This is our new platform called TraderWaves. Here you can have access to a trading journal, a custom trading dashboard. You can upload pictures of your trades, log your mindset, and do all of the things that you would expect in a trading journal. And the best part of it is that the trading journal is completely free, which means that you probably should sign up. So there's a link in the description below. Make sure you head to traderwaves.com, sign up to the platform. We are more than just a journaling platform. We have leaderboards, algo marketplace. We're just about to release our cloud copier, and we have more things coming soon, like backtesting, doing trading view charts, all from within the platform. But let's move on to the account. So remember earlier on in the video, I said to you that I have made a couple mistakes on the account, and because of that, whatever the account ends up on, we have to add 2% gain to the account. First of all, let's check out how much the account actually made. So as you can see on the statistics, the account ended on minus 0.8%, but I owe Habby 2%, which means the account actually ended on a positive 1.8%, which is basically 2%. So let's give Habby his 2%. He ended up making profit over the month. So overall, it was a very good month for Habby. Can't really complain when you end up in profit. Let's check out the win rate, which was 57%, but I'm going to round it up to 60% because I did make some mistakes. That's quite a good positive win rate. He placed around 21 trades, which isn't too many, especially over a month. His best streak was 4 winning trades. His worst streak was 7 losing trades, but I'm going to take away some because I think I helped contribute to that. So it was probably a 4 losing streak as well. Here we can see how he performed over the month. So most days were positive. He did have quite a big losing day, which I think was the Friday. But overall, it seems to be quite positive. He only trades gold. This Australian, New Zealand, that's a mistake. That was what I did. And if we look at the trading metrics here, these all look negative, but it's actually positive. If we add the 2% gain to his account, then all of these will actually be positive. So unfortunately, I can't show you here, but you know that it was positive. The other trading statistic that is very important is his average win and his average loss. So his average win was $46 and his average loss was $71. So even though Habby has a positive win rate above 50%, when he takes a loss, they are bigger than his wins. So far, he has been profitable, but you know, if he's not careful, he could potentially, you know, go break even or even become unprofitable because he is losing on average more than he wins, but he's winning more often. So these are the trading statistics. This is the account overall. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rate him on the 5 categories and give him a Dane score. So Habby did manage to do really well. He ended up ending the month with a 2% profit. Now, before I go and give him a Dane score, I just want to quickly address something that I've seen floating around in the comments. Now, people seem to think that just because a signal makes money in a month, then it's a good signal, and just because a signal has a losing month, then it must be a bad signal. Now, if you don't know, you can make horrible trading decisions, you can break all of your trading rules and still end up making money. However, you may follow all of your plans, you may have a winning strategy, and you can still have a month that is a losing month. So this is why I don't include whether the trading signal made money or not in the Dane score, because by itself, it doesn't really tell you that much. So I try to give a much more balanced approach to how to judge a trading signal. I'll leave it for you guys to make a decision on if you think a trading signal is actually a good signal or not. Now, with that out of the way, let's give Habby signals a Dane score. So the first category is going to be beginner friendly. So how beginner friendly are Habby's signals? So generally speaking, Habby's signals are quite easy to follow. He does give a trading chart with most of his signals, and most of his signals do have the same kind of format. However, there are times where Habby does talk a lot about other things outside of the signal, so that can be confusing for beginner traders, and he doesn't necessarily always stick to the same format for his signals. So if you're a beginner, there may be times where you might be thrown off, so that's obviously going to affect his score. So for the beginner friendly, I will give Habby a 6 out of 10. The next category is going to be copier friendly. So how easy is it to use a copier for Habby signals? Now, if you're wondering, the trade copy that I used is on danetrades.com. That's another one of our websites, so check it out if you want to see the copier that I used. Like I just mentioned, Habby signals do follow a certain format most of the time. However, he doesn't always include a stop loss. He never really includes a take profit, and sometimes the signal format does change. So this is going to go against him for this category, but I will give Habby a 6 out of 10 for copier friendly. The next category is going to be transparency. So how transparent is Habby with his signals? So when I first started taking these signals, Habby looked like he was going to be really transparent. He was posting screenshots of the account that he was going to be taking all of these trades under. He was giving us weekly updates on the performance of the signals. However, when he started to go on a losing streak, all of a sudden this transparency started to disappear. Not only that, but when Habby would post screenshots of his account, I started to notice that there were trades on that account that he never mentioned in the signal group. So for example, if he told us to buy gold at a certain level, in his screenshot, he had like 2 or 3 positions at a better price on gold than the signal that he sent. So clearly Habby was taking positions that he wasn't sharing with us, and that also meant that the profit that he was making when he was sending us a screenshot of those profits were looking bigger than they were for probably everybody else. So I've got to take away some points for that, but for this category I can't give Habby any more than a 4 out of 10. The next category is going to be trade frequency. So how often does Habby send trades out? For this category, I'm actually very surprised, because remember in the beginning, Habby was advertising his affiliate broker link. So I thought that he would just be pumping out trades to get you to trade on his broker link so that he can gain all kinds of commission. However, that wasn't the case. Okay, Habby was very patient with his trades. He didn't take a crazy amount of trades. I didn't feel like he ever overtraded. Remember, he only took around 18 or 19 trades. A couple trades of those were mine. That's why you saw 21 earlier. But Habby only took around 18 or 19 trades. It wasn't every day. They definitely felt like they were being full out. So I think he scores really highly. I have no issue with his trade frequency. So I will give Habby a 9 out of 10 for trade frequency. Now the final category is going to be analysis. Does Habby give you analysis and education with his signals? Now Habby does generally send a screenshot of the trade idea before it happens, telling you what he's looking for, so that's good. You can obviously use those screenshots to try to figure out, you know, what he's doing, why he's doing it. Sometimes he'll give a small explanation, but most of the time he doesn't give a detailed explanation, so we're gonna have to take some points away for that. Overall, I think Habby does quite average in the analysis and education part, so I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Now, we're going to add all of these scores together, and overall that will give us a Dane score of 30 out of 50. If we head over to the leaderboard.
Alright guys, so a quick takeaway from this very review that I have for you before I'll give you my honest recommendation if you want to take a paid signal from any person, be it Habby or any other. Okay, now the fact that Habby have his own recommended broker, for me is not a big deal, especially if it's not compulsory that you must have to use his recommended broker. So this is not a big deal. Okay, you can decide not to use the recommended broker, so this is not a big deal. Okay, and this is very important because some person will say you must use my recommended broker. I've seen a lot of paid signal out there, you must have to use recommended broker, so I will give him a tick for that. And then does not post trade setup. Okay, I have a little bit of issue about this because if you are a professional trader and you are sure market is going to go in your direction, at least you should have a setup and then post the trade setup. That will further give some people more information about the trade. Not only that, they may be looking for the trade going in a different direction. Let's say for example you want to give on good, just like Habby do, and I was looking to sell, but the trade that comes out is a buy. It will further educate me and broaden my horizon on how to trade. So I don't see this very good. And then open-ended trade signal, in fact this is not good, not at all. Okay, because if there is no take profit, there is no stop loss, it puts you in a very tight condition where if market go deep against you, you can have a big loss. Okay, massive loss. And let's say you have little network fluctuation, especially during time of high volatility, market can just flip against you and the entire account can just move out, especially when trading on a very heavy pair like good, which is very so I don't see this very interesting open-ended trade. Okay, and then the next thing here is not too many trades. In fact, this is very good. Okay, because not too many trade mean that you are actually very calculative. You don't just take trades. Maybe you are trying to follow your trading rules and your strategy and some stuff like that. However, this is very good because some persons that have recommended broker, especially when recommended broker link is compulsory, they give a lot of trades because when you make losses or when you win, they actually make money. In fact, anytime you open a trade, they actually get commission from that your trade, be it is a loss or a win trade. So this is a very good thing from this very key takeaway. And then not too many hypes from winning trades. It does not do too many hypes on winning trade. If you go to some paid signal group, just little profits. Okay, even when the trade is still running, they will keep posting and then hyping the group just to show that maybe they are winning, and then most of the time they post those kind of hype outside there to attract newcomers and newbie into the signal group. So I see this very okay as well. And then don't really talk much about lost trade. In fact, this is one of the things with signals, especially signal group, where when you make losses, you don't talk about it or just keep silent. So I don't find this very okay as well. So for me, from this key takeaway, we see that out of 6 is okay, and you can have many more from the video, but from this 6 you can see that 3/3, which is not a bad thing. However, there are so many things that should be done right here. Now let me give you my recommendation if you want to take Habby signal or any other signal out there. I'm talking about paid signal now. So my recommendation, and this is very honest, I'm not trying to bring down any person's forex signal group, be it paid or not paid. You have to decide for yourself. anything you want to do. And most of the time people don't know that trading in the forex market is already very risky, and so therefore you don't put in what you can afford to lose. Okay, any money you put there should be what you can afford to lose. And I always tell newbie, especially if you're a beginner, don't start with so much big amount of money. Okay, start with very little. Okay, $100 or $200 is okay, and see how you can grow that upward. Because if you can't grow a $100 or $200 account, definitely you can also grow a $10,000 or $100,000 account, and that is very important. So here is my honest recommendation. The first one is try pay signal with little money and for a long time. In fact, the video we just watched is just for 1 month. So try pay signal with little money for a very long time. So you see that if you try pay signal with little money for a very long time, let's say for example, of course you should be paying for subscription, but if you try for, let's say, the minimum 3 months to 6 months to 1 year, you'll be able to know if that signal is profitable with little money, maybe $100 or $200 as the case may be, and not putting in $10,000 right there, and then you are paying the subscription fee for every month, maybe $50 or $100, just like Habby Forex signal. And if you notice that it's not going well, you pull out, okay, with little loss on a $100 or $200 account, but not using $10,000 or $100,000, and then you find out that it's a total mess. So don't do that, and do it for a long time to really tell whether it's profitable or it's not profitable. Because one thing we need to know in trading is that you can be profitable this month and next month you will not. You can be profitable in 3 months and the next 6 months you are not going to be profitable, and it goes both ways, and this is very important. Now the next recommendation that I have right here is that learn how to trade profitably. If you really want to be a good trader, learn how to trade profitably, because if you don't learn how to trade, you're going to depend on someone to be giving you signals, which I believe is not a good idea. However, if you think signal is a way, then that's okay, but learning how to trade will put you in a better position to decide for yourself what to do, and it also brings this issue of accountability. So you will be accountable to yourself, and see how your account grows over time, and this is what you need to know. So learning how to trade is very, very easy. Go online, look for a good forex academy. Remit Trade Forex is one, but you can learn from any academy at all, and then begin to grow your way to success. And this is one of the things you can do for yourself. I know a lot of people think forex is not profitable. It is, especially when you take time to learn and give yourself time. Okay, it can take you 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or even 5 years to be a good profitable, successful trader, and you have to maintain that pace of consistency. So this is very, very important, guys. So what do you think about Habby Forex from these reviews and all that I've talked about? Do you think it's worth it? And what do you think about forex paid signal in general? Comment below in the comment section of this very video. Not only that, one thing here is that this is our Telegram channel. On this channel I give signals, not every day, not every week. I give signals when I see good setup. Not only that, I also give trade setup. Okay, I give trade setup and recommendations and what you should do, mostly for if you want to be a profitable trader. Join the Telegram channel right now. It is a free Telegram channel for more forex updates, technical analysis, setups, and also trade signal. Like you see right at this very point, I gave this trade signal right here on USDJPY buy position. This is how it looks like, and this is the entry right here. This is a take profit target, this is stop loss, and then I said all of this for precaution. Not only that, look at it, this run into plus 220 pips profit, and this is very, very important, because if you look at it, I don't give signal every day. Some week will go, I will not give signal. So these are just signal that I'm very sure of. That does not mean that the signal cannot go wrong. It can, okay, but this is what I am doing personally. So you can join right now if you want to be part of this very academy and also part of this very Signal group. It is a free Telegram channel. Join right away. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notification for more Forex videos like this one. Also check the channel for other Forex content, and if you want to watch my other videos on the channel, check this video out. It's going to help you a lot, and check this video out as well. It's going to help you greatly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.